Everyone, not from Guitar World here. We are at Guitar Summit 2025 with Tris at the Gretsch stands. Tris, we've got some new Synchromatics guitars to look at here. What was the thinking behind this?
So the Synchromatics are a new range for us. What we kind of really wanted to do was to sort of plug the gap between Electromatic and Pro, so the Japanese stuff that we make, which is amazing quality, but is not necessarily affordable for a lot of people. So this kind of plugs the gap. Now, for the first time, you can get a Falcon for under $2,000, under $3,000 in some situations. It's the ubiquitous old school Gretsch.
It's the Gretsch guitar.
Yeah, exactly. It's like everybody loves a White Falcon.
So I guess from like a build perspective, what were the biggest challenges in like bringing the White Falcon and a build to such an affordable price point that it's never been?
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the thing. Is the White Falcon has always been in such high regard.
Yeah.
That, you know, if we were going to do it at a more affordable price point, we wanted to make sure that it meets everybody's expectations. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, the factory that we use had the capabilities to make really high quality and really consistent guitars. So they are fantastic. They look the part as well.
Yeah.
So they've even got, you know, like little jewels on the knobs, ebony fingerboards. They come with hard cases as well. It's a proper professional bit of kit, but is more affordable for a lot of people.
And you got a Nashville in the Synchromatics range.
Always have to have an orange stained Nashville is absolutely has to happen. So yes.
So it's like Brian Setzer, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, these two are kind of, I think, what a lot of people think of when they think of a Gretsch, because they what they kind of picture. And this is also us kind of saying, you know, we know where our heritage is. Yeah. So if we're going to release a new range, we want to give people something that they're familiar with. And it doesn't get any more familiar than these two.
Really. I mean, speaking of heritage, you've also brought back the Corvette.
Yeah, so they're come back under the CVT, under the CVT name. They are affordable, bolt-on.
Was light.
Very light, very aggressive pickups. Amazing workhorses. We're really, really excited about these. We've had a lot of requests to have that platform gear back, and we brought it back in 3 different finishes. So that's the vintage white, and then there's the Witchwood green, which is arguably been one of the most popular finishes, which is great. Super 70s, that sort of dark green fade.
Because I remember I reviewed the Jack Antonoff Princess, which was kind of quasi brought it back, right? Was it from that build, the signature guitars, that people started asking for the Corvette, or was it always in the plan?
It was kind of always in the plan, and that was one of the reasons that we brought the Jack Antonoff one, is because we knew that there was a bit of a demand for that kind of thing. So yeah, these are the twin six humbuckers, and they are pretty high output. So again, lots of tonal flexibility. If you want to be super aggressive, you can do that. If you want to be bluesy, jazzy, do anything. But these are great sort of desert rock type guitars. And obviously we do a bass version as well, which is great. But it is 32-inch scale.
Okay.
So it's slightly longer than our Jack Club basses that we do, which are 30.3.
Okay.
It just gives people another option.
And what are the prices for the CVTs?
These, I believe, off the top of my head, are roughly about $450-ish.
Okay. And this is obviously a model that was kind of introduced in the like kind of 60s. Is that right? The Corvette when it came out. Are there any other models from Gretsch's history that you're either working on or you'd like to see come back?
Or, I mean, yeah, you know, everybody has their sort of favorites. If you go through the old Gretsch catalogs, there's some really crazy stuff.
There's a lot of potential there.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, we're just we're going to do them one by one and just sort of see what the market wants or players want.
Yeah,
and then just try and follow those trends. But we're always looking for, you know, new directions to go into. And obviously, Gretsch has got such a storied history of releasing different models that there's a lot of stuff that we can dig into over the next 2 years.
Speaking of storied history, got some Jacksons over here as well. Gonna move it swiftly along down here.
Yes, the dark side.
These are the Pro Origins, right? Came out. Okay, what was the thinking behind these ones?
So the Pro Origins are kind of like a throwback mid-80s guitar. Again, there's been a lot of R&D gone into the neck especially.
It feels pretty
super thin.
Yeah.
So much so that I believe a channel had to be cut on the underside of the fingerboard.
Oh wow!
To allow for the truss rod, so it didn't structurally compromise the neck itself. So that's how we've managed to get the neck super thin. There's also the J90C and the J90N pickups in there, which will be familiar to a lot of people from back in the 80s. The very high output ceramic humbucker, which some people out there might kind of go, but the old ones were a different size, and they were just the covers were a slightly different size. So these are standard humbucker size. They sound incredible. Okay. They've got top-mounted Floyd 1000s. They're made in our Ensenada facility.
Nice.
And they are great. They're double humbucker, single humbucker version. That's got a rosewood fingerboard on it. Right number of pickups there.
Yeah. Am I right in thinking so these pickups are inspired by like
the original J90, J90C.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was that process like? Did you have to reverse engineer the originals, or if I let you process to get right?
Pretty much. It was really kind of trying to capture that, that original sort of sound. Obviously, after all that time, some of the magnets,
sure.
So we're trying to recreate like what would these have been back in the day?
Okay.
What would they have sounded like, and try to recapture that.
We're picking on single pickup guitars as well, because they seem to be everywhere at the moment. Do you find that these kind of setups are more popular with players that you find with Jackson, or is it still a pretty even split?
It's very much a mixture, which is why we've given it the two humbucker versions as well. Okay. It's not quite an even split, but there's definitely a portion of players who love that. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
But there's usually a need for a neck pickup. You can't not do it.
Quick shout out to the Ray Graham.
Yes.
I mean, that finish.
The master is
insane.
Yeah, it's we did do a normal production non-signature DK24 in shell pink, and this is Rick's new signatures made in Ensenada in our Mexican factory. So again, more affordable. He did previously have his MJ model, which was really popular, but not necessarily affordable for some people. So this is a lot more affordable. Obviously, the finish comes off and it instantly looks better, just because that's just the way that that things work. But yeah, they're great. His custom Charvel pickups in there.
Nice.
Reverse headstock. It's just a really unique. Yeah, it is really cool. And this is a new finish for us. It's called Scorched Earth.
It's kind of like a textured matte satin.
Yeah, exactly that. So it's kind of very similar to sort of like the finish that you kind of get on like the flatbed of a pickup truck type thing. So it's very, very hard wearing. Very,
it's not going to relic very easily.
No, exactly. So it's
I'm going to look like Rick Graham's guitar in a few months, is it?
Not in 5 minutes, right?
I love the color match. That's
that's another big thing, and the carved neck heel as well is something which is you don't get on the Pro Mod version. So the Pro Mod Plus has that, and they also come with gig bags. But that carved heel is super comfortable, especially if you end up on the dusty end of the fingerboard. Roasted maple neck, lumen lace side dots as well.
Nice.
And ebony fingerboards. And then we've got Floyd version. That's the Blue Burst.
I mean, that's just
Floyd 1500s with the stainless steel screw.
Nice pickguard as well. Yeah.
Absolutely.
5-way switch as well.
Yeah.
And are these kind of to be considered like top of the top Charvel guitars for you, or are they kind of where do they sit in your?
They sit above Pro Mods and basically below MJ.
Okay.
But yeah, they're made in Ensenada at our Mexican factory. So they just have a few little upgrades which kind of put them just above Pro Mod.
Nice. So I'm going to pivot back to the Jackson stuff now. I think probably one of the biggest releases that Jackson's done, would it be fair to say, is the American Series Rhoads stuff. How long has that been in the works? Because you've got the Soloist, the Virtuoso. This is the third one you've added, right?
Yeah.
How long has this been in the works?
Yeah, it's been a couple of years now. We started off the American Series with the SL3s.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, and we've just kind of added things to the line. So we also have now again the SL2s and the SL2 MGs, which have the EMG pickups, the Virtuosos. And this is quite a big step for us because it's the first time you can get a Rhoads USA production model. Because previously to that, the soloists and the virtuosos are, they're both super strats. So this is quite a big move for us. A hardtail version, so that's got a heft shot hardtail, and then we've got the Floyd 1500s for the Floyd versions, ebony fingerboards, and another new thing which we haven't done previously on any of these soloists or the virtuosos is now we've added the Corona USA mark in the air. Yeah, so that's just us kind of, again, just reiterating, this is an American-made guitar made in Southern California.
I can imagine a lot of people have been asking for that for quite a while, right?
We've had lots of requests for the Rhoads over the years. We've had 2 years now, basically. So they're like, when are you going to do the Rhoads? It's like, well, here it is now.
Nice.
And they are great.
It's an interesting American series, like, as a project, because I feel like there's quite a lot of different directions you could take it. Are there talks of like other models being introduced later in the line, or are you kind of consolidating what you've got in?
Yeah, we're always looking to the future. It's the American series, something that we want to continue to expand.
Okay.
So yeah, we're always working on stuff. We're trying to just add more to the line. So who knows what happens next?
And a quick word on these last three here. What's going on?
So
they're more very metal looking.
They've none more metal than the Jackson Pro Plus Pure Metals. It does what it says on the tin. So these are all gloss black, very tasteful cream binding, Fishman Fluence Moderns, just again, one humbucker.
Yeah.
Floyd 1000. It is just a very, very simple, very, very mean, very aggressive machine.
It's a metal guitar.
And that's the Warrior. Personally, my favorite shape in the entire world. It's super, super comfortable to play, standing up, sitting down.
It's interesting because you looking at it, you'd probably think it's a bit angular, right? And then you have it, got the neck scoop there as well. So
I can never stop going on about the shape. It's based off of the Jackson headstocks itself. So it's basically 4 Jackson headstocks that are placed end to end. Yeah. And especially if you play classical position on the left leg, it's super, super comfortable. It kind of sticks up at a 45-degree angle. You can always do it hands-free, so you don't have to worry about a neck dive or anything like that. But yeah, and it really looks the part. We've also then got the King B, and we've done which has got exactly the same spec as well. Stainless steel frets are the big thing for these. So you just kind of have to pick your flavor, really.
Yeah.
And then the concert bass at the end, which has a 2-band active EQ. My colleague Michael absolutely adores this guitar. He uses it live. It's a really, really great piece of kit. So we had to do one for the bass.
Cool. Quite a lot going on in Jackson then. A lot of stuff.
Always. Yeah, nice one.
Cool.